Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. Today we're finally gonna open up one of the SEY coffees and let's take a look at it. Let's see what SEY has to offer us. I've never tried SEY before. It is one of those roasters that people rave about, and they are way at the top of the specialty coffee game. So it's about time that I try SEY. So I know they're both Ethiopians, and knowing SEY, they're probably both gonna be very lightly roasted. So we'll just go with this one, you know. Other than the fact that it's an Ethiopian, I don't remember anything about it, so we'll guess at the tasting notes and all that good stuff. So let's take it over to the other counter, open the bag, and see what's in store for us. All right, so we're finally gonna open the SEY. You know what? I'm gonna remove the little card because I have a feeling the tasting notes maybe are on there. I don't know. So let's put it off to the side under here. I don't want to see them by mistake. There's really not much else written in the box. Maybe I can take a look at that later. But the packaging, I mean, this is top notch, and you would imagine for it to be. Okay. Please recycle. You know, that reminds me, I got a comment recently, I think it was from Off With The Heads, that said that sometimes when he pulls a shot that is not great, he will add like 100 grams or 100 mils of water and turn it into an Americano. I thought that that was a fantastic idea. Okay, we need to conserve our resources and not throw things away that you could still save them and enjoy them. So if you can still make something enjoyable out of it, even if the shot's not perfect, by all means, I'm all for it. So that is a great idea. I'm gonna try that one of these days. I think if it's like completely horrible, like the machine chokes or it's just not, you know, not doable, then I'm not gonna have it just a bad shot just for the sake of not throwing away a little bit of coffee. But if I taste it and it's doable, you know, why not? Why not? So let's see. Okay, here's the little bag. Okay, it looks like they do have a Ziploc under here. But you know, the quality is not like the Good Brothers. I think that's a lot like better quality. But all in all, the packaging is top notch. This is very nice as far as like you gift somebody this, you know, and I think this is top notch as far as a gift or something like that. It's beautiful packaging. Now, you know, so far from all the coffees I've received, you know, the one that Joan sent me from the UK, that was beautiful packaging. Those tins were very nice. But I think my favorite has been the ones from the Onyx. If you look back on the videos, like way back, it's when I first got my my Espresso K Plus, my hand grinder. It's around the time when I bought that I also purchased some coffee from Onyx, and I really dove down the rabbit hole of ordering all these specialty coffees, and then, you know, it just went I went absolutely crazy after that. So, but yeah, the packaging from that Onyx shipment, it was probably like the nicest packaging that I've seen from any coffee company. I mean, that was beautiful. I love it. So if you look back on the videos or comment below, I'll give you the link to that particular video. But all right, let's go ahead and get this open. and take a look at the roast level. You know, knowing SEY, this is gonna be quite a light roast. I imagine it to be really light, but we'll see. And it is, it's, you know, it's about as light as Good Brothers, like they're, you know, medium to lights. This may be a little bit lighter. I imagine this one to be even lighter still. So, all right, let me show it to you guys. Give me a second. Okay, I had to turn on the lights. There you see it. I'm gonna take a picture of it and put it here on the screen so you guys could take a really good look at it. Usually on the picture, it looks a little bit better. Okay, so I got the scale going and we're gonna dose out 18 grams. We're gonna pull a shot of espresso and see what this is like as espresso. Again, with these like really light roasts, the main, for me, you know, cause everybody's different. You guys might, you know, like your espresso different than me, but you guys know that I really enjoy like a more traditional kind of roast. So when I go with these lighter roasts, I try to get that long extraction and try to push it as far as I can. So get some of that sweetness and cut some of the acidity. Because other than that, it's just the acidity sometimes is just too high for me. But we'll see what this one gives us. I think Carrie, I don't know, have you ever had SEY, Carrie? Carrie is a true professional, probably has had some SEY. I know Carrie's really into September coffee, and you know, September is like, was one of my so far favorite coffees that I've tried was that plum from September, which, you know, I reviewed that coffee. There's a video on the channel, but so yeah, September, you can't go wrong with that. But now we're gonna try some SEY. I know people rave about this roaster, so. Okay, I got all of that back in there. Let's, you know, grind size. You know, last time we started at 14, we ended up like at 22 with that Brazilian coffee, but you know, that's a totally different animal than this here. So this, I know we're gonna have to grind quite fine. You know, even 14 might be too coarse. Okay, so therefore I'm gonna start at 13, okay? And for the first shot, we'll be doing like a traditional Slayer type shot, 30-second pre-infusion, 30-second at 9 bar, and see what we get from that. So we'll try for that. Obviously, that has a lot to do with the grind size. It might be totally wrong for that, but maybe we can accomplish that. So let's grind it. So we're at 13. Okay, so there you guys see the roast level one more time. You see it's quite light. Okay, we are at grind size 13. Let's see what we get. Okay, you guys know how I always start it one more time. Tap the spout a couple times and see where we're at. 18 in and 18.1. So the niche was a bit generous with us today. You know, I just noticed I have some of the accent lights. I got the one behind the espresso machine and I got the candles today going and some of the other stuff, but the two little accent lights, I don't have them on. So I'll turn them on. So on the very next shot, those lights will be on. See if you guys could tell the difference. I think it just looks a lot warmer. It looks more like a sunrise or something. And I really appreciate the way that looks. So let me go ahead, pause right here and turn those lights on and I'll be with you guys in a second. All right, so there you see, I'm not sure if you could tell the difference, but I definitely appreciate it. I love doing my brews like this and talking to you guys and enjoying the scenery, let's call it. And you know what? While I was getting set up, the smell hit me. So this coffee has great aroma. Remember that Brazilian, you know, that was one thing that was really lacking. And it's part of the joy of this whole thing, you know, when you grind your fresh coffee beans and you get this wonderful aroma. Oh yeah, this coffee smells great. Okay, so Let's declump in the cup first. I always start with that. You know, my process for kind of pulling shots, at least as far as channeling, I think you can't really do a much better job, because like almost never we see like some visual channeling. I know that maybe channeling is occurring and we just we don't see it, but like, you know, a bunch of like messy shots and stuff like that, that just never happens. Yeah, I think, I mean, of course, maybe it's happened once or twice. I'm not saying it's flawless, but for the most part, it's very under control. So the way that we go about doing our puck prep, we must be doing something right. Okay, so let's get the scale out of the way. Okay, I haven't pulled any shots. Okay, let me get you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, I'll try to do the rest of the puck prep from here. Come in with our dosing funnel. Some WDT, which I think is a must. I think WDT definitely is part of the reason why channeling is not a thing over here. Not claiming to be like doing a perfect job with it, but it must be not the worst either. You know, there is no clumps. Mainly the thing that I'm trying to do or achieve here with the WDT is just kind of like to have even density of grounds everywhere in the portafilter. So I just want to distribute everything so that everything is nice and even and fluffy everywhere. Okay, let me tamp. I'm gonna tamp with the Lelit tamper today. It's funny, like my knuckles crack like every single time I do that. Okay, that's perfect. It's quite in there. I don't think it'll be too coarse for sure. If anything, it might be too fine, but from the way it tamped, it might be too fine, but we'll see, we'll see. Maybe not. These Ethiopians, you do have to grind them quite fine. You know, I don't think, maybe it's not the fact that it's an Ethiopian, it's just the fact that it's very lightly roasted. You know, I just noticed my machine went to sleep. Wow, I've been at this for an hour? Wow, okay. That hadn't happened ever since I set that sleep mode, you know, to an hour. Before it used to happen all the time. I had to be doing that every time I recorded, I had to do it once or twice. But now with the new settings, you know, I haven't had to do that. This is the very first time. Let me run it a little bit now that I'm on the subject and I remembered. Let's put the puck screen. Okay, the machine should be nice and hot and ready to go. Let me dry it. Okay, we lock in, paddles at 5 o'clock. Let me set up all the cameras and we pull our first shot. All right, all the cameras are running, so let's go ahead with the Akaya today. Yeah, I think this might be a bit too fine, but being that I want a long pre-infusion and, you know, 30 seconds, you know, it's a minute long shot, you know, it might work out. We'll see, we'll see. As part of dialing in, that's what, wow. I'm thinking about that, and I didn't start the Akaya. But this one, you see that, I mean, it's ready like immediately. Okay, it tears and we're ready to pull our shot. So let's see. So paddles at 5 o'clock. When the pressure starts coming in, I close it, not all the way, but mostly, and try to level it off around 2.5. Right there. And now we wait. I want to get like a long blooming or pre-infusion kind of phase of the shot. When we get to 30 seconds, so we got first drip, we're at 30 seconds. So now we ramp up. Well, this is working out so far perfect. Even the ramp up, that was nice, beautiful, nice and slow to 9 bars. Now we try to keep it here for a little bit. So I do a 1 to 2.5, so 18 grams in and 45 grams out. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, and if it wants to start losing pressure a little bit, that'll be fine. Puck integrity is holding up perfect though, because it's not moving at all. All right, here we go. Okay, 44.8, that's really darn close, right? 45 seconds since first drip, 66 seconds overall. This is almost spot on from what I wanted. I wanted a 60-second shot, I'm at 66 seconds. Of course, this is not 30 seconds because it started dripping, right? So then the two timers kind of mix together. But you know, this is the advantage of having both timers and getting that data so that you know how long is your pre-infusion, you know how long is your total shot time, and I think it's just valuable. It's nice data to have. Let me stop one of the cameras and then we'll taste it. Okay, so let me get the Akai out of the way. I don't see any kind of espresso anywhere, so I guess we had no channeling. All right, let's give it a swirl. These are the Crew Propel glasses. They have some little like winglets inside that stir up your coffee for you. All right, let's see. Wow, aroma is super nice. This coffee has really nice aroma. Nice floral quality to it. Very nice. Wow, you know, I don't know if I could do any better than that. It's exactly what I was shooting for. And wow, it's a spectacular shot, guys. I do have to say, that is a spectacular shot. Man, especially for, wow, the flavors. Man, okay, let me try it again. Wow. This is like really unexpected. This is unexpected. I was, you know what? Let's take it over to the other counter and talk about this shot. This is stellar. This is, all right, let's talk about it at the other counter. Man, what a stellar shot of espresso. I have to say, maybe part of the reason is that I was not expecting to, you know, like this coffee that much, especially for espresso. For pour over, yeah, but for espresso, you guys know how I don't like a whole bunch of acidity. But this is perfectly balanced. This is spectacular. Wow, you can taste like all the flavors. You know, I'm not exactly sure what I'm tasting, but definitely you can, there's a lot to it. You know, sometimes I tell you guys, there's a lot in this cup, you know, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of depth of flavor. That's what I'm getting right here, right now. This is spectacular. My goodness, it's acidity is perfectly balanced. You know, it's not, obviously there's no bitterness whatsoever because this coffee is like too light, it'll, you know. But the acidity is so well under control, it's so nice. This is, I'm gonna repeat myself over and over, I'm sorry. You know, Carrie, the other day you commented that it was weird to see me struggle, like have to pull like 3 shots. I think it was 3, maybe 4 shots that day on that video that you left me the comment in. And you know, man, I gotta say with the Bianca, and maybe it's not the fact probably that it's the Bianca, it's just any machine with flow control. Flow control is a game changer. The way that it's a game changer. I'm so glad I got it. Yeah. I mean, it's made a huge difference. And I think that's usually why the shots are so good right from the get-go. You know, the other day we struggled, and it's not the only time, we struggled a few times, but usually my first shot could be good, my second shot could be great, but stellar shots like this, they don't come often. I'm super surprised. I was not expecting this. Yeah, but you know what? As far as my favorite espressos for the year, we can add this one. I doubt it, I bet you that I can go through the rest of this bag of coffee and not pull another shot like this one. I can almost guarantee you that. This is just perfect. You know, the way that the water flows through the puck, it's gonna be different every single time, no matter what you do, no matter how careful you are, no matter anything, it's gonna be different every single time, okay? And this time it flowed just the right way. Cheers. Now that it's cooled, I'll tell you the first thing that came to my mind. Let's start right there. Melon, some kind of melon. I don't know why, but some kind of melon. Yes, acidity up front, but I would not call it a citrus note. You know, the two Good Brother coffees, they both had a citrus note. To me, they both had that citrus note. And on one of them was justified. On the other one, the tasting notes were bubble gum or something like that. I have no clue. I have no clue how they got that. It was like citrusy. And if you brewed it, that was the Ethiopian. If you brewed it really fast, then it would become more fruity. Less on the citrus, more fruity. It was sweeter. And I told you guys, very delicate flavor, kind of like a geisha. But the other coffee, no matter if you went fast, if you went slow, it was citrus. And the Ethiopian, fast, fruity, but slow, it had the citrus note. And the very first time I brewed it, it was like my normal kind of stuff, and it had the citrus note. And like I told you guys, I could have it either way. And by the way, that Ethiopian coffee is spectacular. But I don't know what I'm gonna get from pour over from this coffee, but this is absolutely the best espresso shot from all of these bags. You know, that Brazilian, yeah, it made a lot of promises that didn't live up to all the hype, you know. I gotta say, they were in the right ballpark, but it's just, this is a spectacular shot of coffee. Man, this is just, there's so much here. Wow, I wonder how much it has to do with SEY. I mean, people rave about it, maybe they're right. Maybe I've been wrong all along. I mean, what did I know? I never tried it. But you know, I thought that it was gonna be like too light for me. This is perfect. This is perfect. And for pour overs, oh my God, it could turn out to be spectacular. I'll let you guys know. You'll find out for sure. But you know, if you haven't joined us here on our little channel, join our little coffee club. I put up a new video every single Sunday at 7 a.m. I've been consistent now for more than 2 years. So, you know, join us here. We'd love to have you. We just talk about coffee and, you know, spend some time, and I keep you company for a little while. That's about it. I'm not an expert. I'm just some dude. I share my experiences in coffee with you guys, and, you know, that's about it. Every now and then, when I travel, I might tell you a little bit of stories of where I went or what we did, show you some pictures, things like that. But basically, it's just coffee stuff. I almost finished it. I was not expecting this. Okay, melon, for some reason. Some tartness, some berryness, tartness, fruity coffee. I would not say citrus. And, you know, not like caramel, not to me, but maybe honey. Melon, honey, and berryness. That's what I'm going with. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Here we go. All right, let's read the tasting notes. Okay, SEY Coffee. So we brewed this one. You know, I'll put a picture of this little card on the screen here so you guys can see. There's a lot here. I'm not gonna read all this stuff. There's a ton of information. I'll flash it on the screen, both sides, so that you guys can pause the video if you want and read it or whatever you guys want. So it says best after 2 weeks. They even put it like really nice and big. I told you guys, SEY they want you to rest the coffees. Okay, you're not supposed to, like, you know, immediately brew it. So this is about, I don't know, about 5 weeks off a roast or something like that. Usually you wait like a month with SEY. This one says best after 2 weeks, so at least 2 weeks. So I think, but I mean, geez, if it's gonna get any better than this, I don't know. I don't know, because this is spectacular. All right, let's see. Let's find out. So Ethiopian, we knew that. That's the only thing I know. Ethiopian washed coffee, just a washed. So you guys see, a clean wash coffee sometimes is the way to go. Sometimes you guys might think that because I really do enjoy those like funky coffees and those experimental coffees. I really do. I mean, my favorite one is that Good Brothers Chemical Processing. But wow, this is spectacular. I can't wait to try it as pour over. Okay, let me see. Let's get to the tasting notes. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay, varietal, they give you everything, guys. So, I mean, if you want to know your origin, you want to know everything about your coffee, you know, look no further than SEY. They got everything here. Wow, there's a lot of information. And I never read it because, I don't want to know the tasting notes, so I don't go through this thing. It's just too much to read right now. But, wow, they tell you how they hand-picked at peak ripeness. They tell you fermented underwater for 24 to 48 hours. That is kind of standard processing now, guys, on all coffees. They're gonna do that so that the mucilage, everything gets easier to clean the coffee, and it saves on water, and I think it's just a win-win. I mean, there's nothing to lose on that, and pretty much standard process now in the whole industry. So they tell you everything about how they process this thing and the varietal, Ethiopian Landrace. Is that how you say it? You guys know me and these words. So they give you the altitude above sea level. Okay, so where are the tasting notes? Maybe they don't put tasting notes. Imagine that. Okay, this wash profile stays on the bright, crisp, and cleaner side of the profiles that we see from Gebed. A plethora of light fruit tones complemented by soft floral tea notes. Okay, the floral quality maybe is on the aroma. I did mention that. The fruit notes, however, between light peach and tropical. Okay, I went with some kind of berryness. I went with melon. Could you call that tropical? I don't know, melons probably grow all over the place. And have hints of tart plum and other stone fruits. Okay, just fruity. Yep, I don't know, how well did I do? I don't know, guys. It says stone fruits. It's talking about, floral quality, probably in the aroma. I told you guys it has great aroma. So bright and crisp, yeah. I mean, this is definitely very clean and, but the way I brewed it, man, the acidity is just perfect. It's just perfect. It has a great level of acidity balanced with the sweetness. So when they say here, like tropical fruits, is that what it said, tropical? Floral tea notes, the fruit notes, however, between light peach and tropical, yeah. Light peach and tropical. I don't know about the peach, but tropical kind of flavors. I mean, I went with melon, and hints of tart plum, perhaps, could be, stone fruits. Okay, so I'm not sure if I did very, extremely well on this. I would have liked to have seen, well, a lot of the fruits they're mentioning, they are like sweeter fruits. Peaches are, very sweet. So maybe so. I would have liked to have seen honey. That's what I guessed at. And again, like berryness, tartness. Wow, this has just turned out spectacular. Now, I'm really sad to see you go, buddy. Now it's almost at room temperature, and it's still like stellar. I mean, when you have good coffee, the temperature doesn't really matter. It could be hot, it could be iced, it could be any which way you have it. It's still good. Wow. The lingering flavor in your mouth, yeah, it's very tropical, fruity. Man, what a way to start with SEY. I mean, couldn't I have asked for more? I want to keep this video on the shorter side, being that, I need to do a little catching up, and I have a couple of things coming up that are going to keep me from being able to edit. So I think I'm going to call it here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your time with me here. Join us here in our little coffee club. Leave me some comments. I answer everyone. And, sometimes the appropriate, let's call it appropriate way to answer your comments it's on a video. So depending on what you're asking me, you might see the response on a video. We'll get into it more in depth because sometimes it's just too much to like write below in the comments. But at least, drop in and say hello. The more I see the names, the more I get to know you guys. And that's why I do this. The only reason why I do this is the engagement with you guys and to get to know you guys. This is the best part about doing this whole thing. I would be doing the brew sessions and I would be doing this whole thing regardless whether I was recording or not. But recording it to me it's not a big deal. I don't mind at all. I like talking to you guys and see what you guys leave me as far as comments. Some of you guys reach out on Instagram. By the way, the Instagram pops up every time at the end of the video, so you can reach me there as well. And it's the whole reason why I do this is for the engagement. I learn from you guys a whole bunch. I learn from you guys more than you probably learn from me. A lot of you guys, I know you're experts. I'm just some dude, but I will try to keep you company on Sunday mornings for a little while, and I really appreciate you guys a whole bunch. So please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.